I think that Chautauqua County Family Court is, in fact, very receptive and open to the public, and that we have a record of doing so. One of the things that we have changed is that everybody who comes into court to appear in court as a litigant is able to bring in a friend or a family member with them for support if they would like. We actually have people who sometimes bring in the whole neighborhood who come in and sit with them to give them support. I have made myself available when people have come in on emergency applications at all hours. If someone comes in early in the morning at 8 o'clock, we actually open at 9. I am there and available to sign an application. I'm there at the end of the day. And this also was a change. Our staff is well trained and is very supportive of people who come to the window in domestic violence situations and who are intimidated and frightened about approaching the court to file petitions. I have met with social clubs and organizations. I remember 10 years ago, in fact, the only time I've actually been in a League of Women Voters debate before this week, where a question came up on exactly that point, and my predecessor had not ever met with social clubs. We have 4,000 cases, as Mr. Callis said. We have one judge, and sometimes there are problems where attorneys do, in fact, have to wait. We try to expedite all matters. I give up my lunch hour on a regular basis so that we can accommodate attorneys and they don't have to wait, because that's our only choice. There's been a bill for a second family court judge in Chautauqua County every year, and it never passes.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to have, first I'd like to ask the candidates if they have any questions for each other. I know it's at the end of the long campaign road, but now's your last chance.
I'll pass if you do, Judge.
I'll pass.
All right. In that case, we will now have closing statements from each candidate, and we will start with Judith Clare.
All right.
Oh, I did that backwards. I'm sorry.
I think
Mr. Calla, sorry about that.
That's okay, thank you. I simply want to talk about my qualifications and why I think I am qualified for this position. First of all, I approach this position as one of public service, as one of great public trust, as a position where I understand that I'm going to be dealing with the most intimate issues that face people, and that is what goes on with their families. I think it takes a certain personality, a certain sensitivity, and I think I have those qualifications. I've tried cases in every court, at every level in this county, and I believe that I'm qualified to do the courtroom work, and I understand what it takes in terms of judicial temperament and judicial style to get the job done. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Clare.
I believe that I have a proven record of accomplishments in my background and my record. I have worked hard to address the root problems that bring people to our court. We have made great strides in bringing a program to our county to help children in foster care. It is one of the largest programs in New York State and has received statewide recognition. I have taken part in designing a mediation model that has also received statewide recognition, and other initiatives as well. I hope that on election day that you will vote for the proven candidate on lines 1, 3, 4, or 5. I want to thank you all for coming and thank the League so much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much. We will be doing a quick, everybody stay seated. We're going to whisk these two candidates off and have Charles Civiletto and Susan Westling coming up to the podium. Thank you, candidates, very much. Good evening again. with us this evening are candidates for the Town of Pomfret Board, Charles Civiletto and Susan Westling. I want to remind people who are here in the Opera House live that if they have questions, to get them to me as soon as possible. Don't wait till the last 5 minutes to get a question to me. And if you are calling, please do the same. If you're calling from your home, the phone number is 467-1215, and I will try to repeat this more often during the debates this evening. We are live on Channel 5 in Fredonia and Channels 19 in Dunkirk and Silver Creek. As before, all candidates will have 2 minutes to respond to a question they received prior to this meeting and include a brief presentation discussing their qualifications. After the opening statements, candidates will have the ability to question one another, and members of the audience are urged to ask questions of any candidate or all the candidates. The microphone is in the front of the Opera House to my left. If a question is asked of a specific candidate, others will be welcome to add comments or replies of their own. Candidates will have the ability to rebut for 1 minute, and there will be 1 minute for a closing statement. The question is, what is the most urgent problem facing the town of Pomfret, and what is the first thing you would do to solve it if elected? We will begin with Susan Westling.
I'd like to thank the League for ensuring that we have an informed electorate through this event, and to thank my opponent for running a clean campaign. To the matter at hand, the most pressing issue facing town government. The town of Pomfret is currently undertaking 2 major projects: the development of a comprehensive plan and creation of a town-wide water district. The town's comprehensive plan determines what type of development should occur here. With experience, I have learned what questions to ask, what information is needed to gain insightful answers to those questions, how to balance competing interests, and how to make the decisions that benefit as many residents as possible. I have been working on planning and zoning issues for over 10 years as chairman of the Pomfret Planning Board, on the Village Board, and as Chautauqua County Director of Planning. I have worked on numerous comprehensive plans, helping many communities control their destinies with creative yet sensible planning. As to the water district, everyone knows that if you build it, they will come. So we better be sure where we want development to happen before we provide water. We must set a delicate balance between development, which increases our tax base, and protection of our agricultural industry, which contributes to our local economy. As County Planning Director, I was the driving force behind the county's Farmland Protection Board, certifying agricultural districts and ensuring a balance between commercial and residential development and farming. I can add all of that experience to ensure that the right decisions are made for the town of Pomfret.
Thank you. Mr. Civiletto.
Thank you. Thank you for having me tonight. I would like to say that the 2 most important things that I believe that are pressing for the Pomfret are the comprehensive plan, as my opponent has said, and the water districts. My qualifications in order to get them done, I have been in the farming community my whole life, and I do know the importance of the agricultural part of our community. I also know the commercial area that we're trying to develop because I have previously been on the planning board, and that is some of the work that we have done. So the commercial area has been defined, the residential area has been defined. We're already working in that matter, and I would very much like to continue to do that with the present board that we have, because I think we're going in the right direction.